Welcome to reflective properties of conic sections. So the general idea here is if you imagine a light at one of the focuses, at a focus of a conic, if you imagine a light at a focus of a conic section, and you imagine the conic section as a mirror, then the reflective property would tell us how the light would reflect off of the conic section. So reflective property for parabolas. We get a pretty neat parabola reflective property, which is if we take our parabola and take our focus, then when we reflect the light from the focus off of the parabola, it bounces straight out perpendicular to the axis of symmetry. So no matter where on the parabola we shine that light, it will always reflect to be perpendicular to the axis of symmetry. So if a light is shined from the focus to some point on the parabola, the ray of light will reflect off the parabola to be perpendicular, sorry, not perpendicular, parallel to the axis of symmetry. I apologize if I said perpendicular earlier. It should be parallel to the axis of symmetry. So this is the concept behind a flashlight. So note this particular feature or this particular reflective property is used in flashlights. To direct light in more of a straight beam instead of it scattering everywhere. Right. Light is directed in a straight beam. The other place we see it regularly is in satellite dishes. So in this case, the beams are brought in and then bounced to the focus. So the radio waves, or whatever you want to call it, are brought straight in. And reflected to the focus. We then have the reflective property for ellipses. So if we have our foci of an ellipse, if we shine a light from out of one focus, it will bounce directly to the other focus. So however we shine that light, it will then reflect to the other focus. So a ray of light coming from one focus will reflect off of the ellipse directly towards the other focus. This means if you are in an elliptical room and you stand at one focus and somebody else stands at the other focus, and you speak, all of the waves should then bounce back to that person, right? Then we have the reflective property for hyperbolas. So again, we have our two foci. What we get here is if you shine a light from one of the foci at the hyperbola, if you imagine the line that would come from the other focus to the point you hit, we reflect in the opposite direction along that same line. So a light shown, or a ray of light from one focus will hit the hyperbola and reflect in the direction exactly opposite the other focus. So essentially, if you were somehow able to make the hyperbola invisible and yet still have light reflect off of it, it would look like the ray were coming from the other focus, basically. So this is an interesting trick that we have available. All of these can be useful when you're dealing with light, radio waves, sound waves, etc. Again, these are our three reflective properties for our various conic sections.